Piccadilly line, the train now approaching is to Arnold's Road.
So two that moved in together.
Maybe to take it to Kenya.
Thank